Hey, 7th grade, welcome back. We're going to jump into another problem in our new book, Filling and Wrapping, and we're going to be looking at problem 1.2. It's going to be about finding surface area. So let's take a look.
So, a toy company is planning to market a Wump Family and Imposter Character Collector set. Each character will be sold separately. The Mug Wump character comes in a cube-shaped package with a 1-inch edges. The toy company has to ship packages of the Mug Wump characters to many different toy stores. It plans to ship them in large boxes, each holding 24 of the cube-shaped packages. Okay, so we're trying to figure out which ones are going to be the best way to arrange these cubes and sort that out. So we actually have a little bit of work to do here. Find all the ways that 24 unit cubes can be packed in a rectangular prism, sketch each possibility, record the dimensions, volume, surface area, and sketches. The volume or the dimensions are going to be length, width, and height, and we're going to put them in there. Okay, so let's take a look. So to figure this out, I actually have here 24 different little cubes. They're not 1 inch, they're a little bit maybe half-inch cubes, but you can see there was 24 of them. Trust me on that part. We're going to arrange them in different ways that we could look at the height, the length, the width, the height, the volume, and the surface area. Now, I do need to tell you something.
In honor of time for all this stuff, because it does take some time, I am going to take some of the arrangements that the students came up with in our Google Meet today to cut down on my processing in that case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and follow some of the order of what the students came up with for their information. Okay? So let's take a look at those.
All right, here is the first shape that the students came up with. It is a 6 by 4. Down here by 1. Okay, so again, 6 by 4 by 1. So what we have here, that the length was 4, the width was 6, and the height was 1. So to find that, the volume actually would end up being 4, the length times width times height, so 4 times 6 is 24, times 1 is going to give us a 24 for the volume. So we have, now if you recall, when it comes to the surface area, which we have to remember, is that's going to be the top and bottom, the front and back, and the side and the side. So the top, the area of the top is going to be 6 times 4, it's going to be 24. So we have a 24 on top, 24 on bottom. And so 24 plus 24. The front and back, let's take a look at those here. The front is going to be 6, so that means the back would be 6. So plus 6 plus 6. And then the side would be 4 here and 4 there. So you can see, sorry for the shaking there. So we have plus 4, which 24 plus 24 is going to be 48. Then I've got a 6 and a 4 is going to be 10. So that's 58 plus 64 is going to be 10. So it's going to be a 68 for the surface area. Okay? So we have for the first one. The next arrangement we had was a 2 by 2 by 6. Or in this case, it's going to be a 2 by 6 by 2. So you can see that we have this set up here. Okay? So we'll put those numbers in here. So the length would be 6. Or sorry, the length was 2, the width was 6, and the height was 2. So that means 2 times 6 would be 12, times 2 would be 24. So now let's look at the surface area. All right, so the top and the bottom, we see we've got a 2 by 6, so that'd be the top would be 12, and the bottom would be 12. So I'll put that in here. So I've got a 12 plus a 12. Then the front and the back would be, see it's 2 by 6 again, so it's gonna be 12 and 12 for the front and the back. And then sides over here, you can see we've got a 4 there and a 4 there. So we've got plus 4 and plus 4. So when I add all that up, 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, it's going to be 48 plus 8 more is going to give me a 56 for that next one. All right, the next shape we had was this one, and you can see that it is going to be a 3 by 4 by 2. We got 3 going this way. Sorry, 3 back here. Oops. 3 here, 4 here,
and it's 2 high. It's two levels high.
All right. So the top is 12. That means the top and bottom would be 12. So let's write that in. So we have a 12 plus 12. Then we have on the front, you can see we have an 8. So it means the 8 is front and back. And then on the sides, sides would be 6. So it would be 6 and 6 on the side. So plus 6 plus 6. So we have a 12 plus 12 is 24. 6 plus 6 is going to be 16. And then another 6 plus 6 is going to be 12. So it's going to be 36 plus a 16. That's going to give us 52 in that case. And the next one, you see here we've got a 3 by 8 by 1. Okay, so those are our measurements there. So a height of 3, a length of 8. Or sorry, so we have here length is going to be 3, width is 8, height is 1. So there, 3 times 8 times 1, 24. All right, for surface area, you see we've got the whole top is going to be 3 times 8 is going to be 24. That means the bottom is also 24. So we have a 24 plus 24. Then we have the front and the back. The front and back is going to be 8. So we have an 8 plus 8. And then the sides are going to be 3 and 3. So I put those in there. So plus 3 plus 3. So when I add all those guys up, 24 and 24 is going to be 48. And then these two guys are going to be 8 plus 8 is going to be 16, plus the 3 and the 3. So 48 plus 6, that's going to give me a 54. 54 plus 16, 54 plus 16. That's going to be 70. Wow, that's getting big for a surface area. And our next one. This is a 12 this way and 2. Let me see if I can make it a little bit further out. So you can see 12 by 2 by 1. Okay? So those are our measurements there. So we have here a length of 12. So I've got here 12, width is 2, height is 1. So 12 times 2 times 1 is going to be 24. Let's take a look at the surface area. Well, on top it's going to be 12 by 2. That means this is 24 on top and bottom. So that's 24 here plus 24 there. Then for the front, look at that. The front is actually 12 of those. That's the front and the back. It's going to give me 12. So plus 12 plus 12. And then the sides are 2. See that? Sides 2. So 2 and 2 in this case. So plus 2 plus 2. So 24 plus 24 is 48. Plus another, so that's going to be another 24. So 24 times 3, it's going to be 12, it's going to be 72, plus the 4 more, sorry, it's going to be a 76. So that's going to be surface area of 76. All right, our last one. I'm going to zoom way out for you to be able to see this one. I can't even get it to fit. I just stepped back from the desk. Look at this. Whoa. Turns out that is a 24 by 1 by 1. So let's put that in there. So the length is 24, the width is 1, the height is 1. So 24 times 1 times 1 is 24. For the surface area, I'm going to have on top 24, bottom 24, so 24 plus 24. Then on the front and back, I'm going to have another 24s, 24 plus 24. Then I'm going to add the 1 and the 1 for the two sides there, plus 1 plus 1. So it turns out I got to figure out, I got 4 24s. Let me move this out of the way so I can do some work here. So I have to do 24 times 4, which is going to give me a 16. So 96 plus those two is going to be 98. Wow. So that's our little table. Those are all the possible arrangements that we come up with for this. All right, part B. Which arrangement of cubes requires the box that can be made with the least material? Which requires the box that needs the most material? Okay, so let's take a look at our little table here. So part B. The lowest one is this 52. So that means surface area, that'd be all the sides of a box added up. So that would be the lowest amount of material needed. So it'd be 52 square units. So that would be this one. So the least material equals to so it's gonna be a 3 by 4 by 2, which is a 52 units squared. That's least. Then they want the most material. The most was this last one, right? That 98 square units, so to be 24 times 1 times by 1 by 1, which is 98 units squared. Okay, all right, letter C. Which box shape would you recommend for shipping the Mugwump characters? Explain your reasoning.
Well, I'm thinking about if I work for this toy company, it's going to be selling these Mugwump characters. I'm selling them because I want to do something fun, but it's also a business. I'm trying to make money. So in this case here, I want my costs to be low. So let's just pretend like there's a price per square unit of that box material. I don't want to spend the least amount of money possible on that. So I'm going to want the smallest amount of that. So I think we would probably want to go with the best one being the 3 by 4 by 2, which would give us that 52 units squared of that surface area, because that's going to give us the lowest amount we would need. That's probably why we would go with that one, because probably also would cost the least too.
All right, part D. Why do you think the shipping directions called for 24 rather than 26 Mugwump characters in a box?
Well, I think about it here, and honestly, I can't help but remember what was said in the Google Meet today, and I'm going to give credit to it. It was Lucero and it was Ugo. Those are the ones that came up with this, but they specifically said there's so many more ways you can arrange 24 cubes versus 26 cubes. Like, for example, there's way more ways to arrange. I mean, we had 6 total ways to arrange those cubes. And in fact, also, that number 24 has more factors to work with. You know, like you have a lot of different ways you can multiply to get 24. If I work at 26, only really going to be 1 and 1 and 26, or it'd be 2 and 13 and 1. And you start getting in half and stuff like that. So it's kind of a mess. So 24 is the best way to go because there's the most possibilities. All right, guys, that covered our work. Let's take a look at our lesson for today. Our ACE work, specifically, you guys are doing numbers 3 and 4. That's it. Let's take
All right, question 3. Suppose you plan to make a box that will hold exactly 40 1-inch cubes. Okay, so we're doing the exact same thing. Instead of 24, you're doing 40. And so you're going to give the dimensions of those possible boxes you can make. And just so you know, there are 6 possibilities in that case. So what we're going to be needing to do is give all those dimensions. So give the length, the width, the height, the volume, and the surface area, just like we did in class. And then which box do you think would be the best way to go, which would have the least area? So same kind of work that we're doing here that we just did in class, but for number 3. For question number 4, same kind of work here. They're already giving you these boxes of ping pong balls. They say table tennis balls here. So you have all the measurements here. So it's without calculating, which box do you think has the least surface area and why? So you just look at it for which one is the best way to go, and then actually go in and find the surface area of each box. That means you get the area of all the sides. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna actually calculate that and go with that. That's all we have.
All right, guys, that's it. That's what we got going on for problem 1.2. Let me know if you need any help. Otherwise, catch you next time. Later.